Minimizing waste, and one of the things you highlighted is by recycling some materials.
Yeah.
Let's expand on that. How can some materials in the construction process be recycled to avoid waste and also just to promote environmentally and eco-friendly construction sites and processes?
Yeah. First of all, the materials we are using have to be durable. In this case, if you are using weaker screws for building a timber house, for instance, for example, you may not be able to utilize it again when you have removed it from the material, assuming maybe you are relocating a structure. So using durable materials for construction makes them to have a longer shelf life. You can use them even in the next phase of the construction. The same applies to the foundations that we are using. Actually, we are incorporating this as another aspect of green building. For instance, there is a lot of plastic dumping in the environment, but these plastics can be melted and mixed with aggregate to form a good pillar. Like the house you are seeing here is made out of completely a mixture of aggregate mixed with melted plastics. So you realize that there are very many tons of plastic in the environment that have been corrected and then turned into something that is eco-friendly, which is a building material. So that is one way of recycling some of these things. And also the timber we are using being like a material that has been pressure treated, it has gone through an excellent treatment process. It can make it easy to even use it on another part of a building without having to buy a new one. So one way of recycling, it has to be durable. Secondly, you have to look at other materials that cannot decompose and turn it into something that you are going to use in the long run.
Okay, let's talk about designing functional spaces. For people who want to construct something modest, something small, what are some techniques that they can use to create a small but functional space?
Yeah. First of all, you have to look at your needs as the end user for a particular building that you are going for. You may not need all that space in the bedroom, but designing well knowing that in my particular bedroom, I will have a bed, I'll have wardrobes, maybe I'll have a reading table and a chair. If a designer looks into that in the initial discussion before they make an architecture plan, I think it makes it easier for you not to have a lot of space, because the bigger the space you are having, even the more it will be expensive to maintain. And also looking at the other aspects, like what other things are you going to apply or use in that building. You may not need a big sized kind of a dining table, because functionality is something going to serve its purpose. You may not choose to have all those kind of big chairs, big refrigerators, as long as it's functional and you already bring it from the early start when you are making this decision of coming up with a plan for the house. You can be able actually to come with a simple house, like 5 meters by 5 meters, but when it can accommodate all the utilities that you may need. Actually, it's all about minimalism, like less is more.